ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsy69 and welcome back to the final top 5 episode for this week. And today we're looking at the top 5 most played tanks in regards to players. How many players are playing these tanks? First up, we have the IS-7, and 60,008 players have been playing this tank in update 6.9. This is only for the last update. I don't know how to get figures in general, in total, but there is stats out there to show you how many players have been playing a certain tank for a certain update. So we're going to go by this last update that's been done, 6.9. So the IS-7, over 60,000 players have been playing this tank, which originally I was like, really, that's in the top 5, but it used to be a popular tank, and it's a tank that is always been popular. It has always been popular for a first tier 10 and just a general popular line that people go up. The IS line, it's always been the way for the last sort of 6 years. And as you can see, it's still carrying on that trend. So I was still shocked now to see the IS-7, one of the most played, the most played tier 10 in update 6.9. So I was very shocked, and because there is other tier 10 tanks like the IS-4. I thought majority of people might have switched over to the IS-4, but no, the IS-7 is still there, and I don't really rate the IS-7. I do think the armor is troll. It is troll. It is a Russian heavy tank, but I don't think it's as good. I don't think it's better than the IS-4 is, I think, better in every single way. The armor profile, this is probably one of the most ammo-racked tanks in the game. And because you have that pike nose, you do have to sort of directly face an enemy. If you start angling, side scraping, then your pike nose becomes really, really weak. The front plate, like we are now, you can see the left side is very weak. But as soon as you start looking directly at tanks, both of the left and the right side of your hull does become very, very strong and very troll. But then the bottom plate becomes weak. But if you can hide that bottom plate, just like this player is doing now, I mean, the enemy IS-7 doesn't actually have a great game, and he actually messes up. But at the moment, he's angling quite well, or he's trying to angle very, very well. But our player here, he's had an amazing game, and again, the IS-7 just completely misses his shot. I think he actually shot the gun of that Object 268. So he's now got the player down to a one shot. He's going to use the mobility of the IS-7. The mobility is really, really quick, and I have no idea now why he is not shooting. He just doesn't shoot. So our 2 Jeffer can get the kill. 7,000 damage and well played. So next up is the Panzer V4, and 62,766 players have been playing this tank in update 6.9. Why this tank? Why this tank? Well, it's simple. Wargaming gave this tank away in an event, and pretty much anyone could win this tank. And by the looks of it, they did. And this is why this tank is so popular. It's not popular because it's completely broke or it's completely OP. It is literally because it was a free tank, and a lot of people got the tank, and a lot of people that are free to play players that don't spend money on the game, that doesn't have money, and that doesn't have premium tanks. So receiving this for free it's a good tank. It's a good tank to receive for free. I'm not going to lie. It's a great tank to receive for free, and that is why so many players are playing this tank, and that is why it is number 4 in the most played tank, or the most amount of players playing a certain tank. So the Panzer V4 is a tier 5 German tank, and people call it the Ram Panzer because it's fantastic at ramming. It is an enjoyable tank. The armor is very, very troll on the thing. The front armor is very troll. But I got the tank a while ago, and it's not really a tank I do play. I mean, it's tier 5. I don't often play tier 5 too much now. But as I've said, it's understandable why this is in the top 5. And I thought it would be, when I looked at this and I thought, why this? And then I got thinking, oh, you're right, okay, it was a giveaway tank. I then thought, actually, I thought it would be higher up, maybe 3 or 2, because most players were able to get this for free. It was one of the most easiest tank. I can't exactly remember how, but I know it was very, very easy to be able to get this tank. So this game, it is me. I'm going to get that shot on the T1 Heavy. He is going to take out our STRV, and I am actually going to get the final kill and the final shot to put me on 6th kill. And I actually end that game on dead on 2,000 damage. We make nice amount of credits for a tier 5 tank, 53,000. Of course, we do get the ace. So next up, coming in at number 3 is the tier 5 Leopard, and this is 62,870 players playing this tank. And again, I was shocked. I was shocked to see this at number 3. It's a fantastic OP tank, which Wargaming have previously... it was completely broke when Wargaming added it to the game. Then they nerfed it, so it turned pretty shit. And then they buffed it again to make it more OP. We're going to watch a game here. Now, I mean, the penetration isn't the greatest of the AP, and I don't understand why this player doesn't start switching to APCR. I don't know if he's actually not got any or not, but he's going to want the kill, and the T1 Heavy is probably the most broke tier 5 tank in the game at the moment. It is completely insane, and just look, he is struggling to be able to penetrate him, and that was a bad move, because now he's on 6 kills, but he is a one-shot, and no one can penetrate this guy. He has to get behind him to be able to penetrate. But the T1 Heavy is actually doing a really good job. Although he should be concentrating on the lower hit point tanks. If he was concentrating on the lower hit point tanks first, then he would have won this game easy. I would have definitely left the Electo because it's a tier 4, hasn't got the greatest depends, and I would probably actually start moving up, because the mobility of the T1 Heavy is really it's fast. It's a fast tank, and if he would have started moving, the Leopard, even though it's a light tank and it's quick, the T1 Heavy would have definitely got up in time to clear this Leopard. So he does make a mistake, but also he did very well. He does do very well, and even now, like, he is going to actually he's going to get a shot, but unfortunately he does bounce, which is very unfortunate, and that is so lucky for this Leopard that he does get the bounce. But even now, like, he should be facing the Leopard. But well played to our professor there. 7 kills, and he does get the ace. Coming in at number 2, and I'm not surprised with this, it is the T49. 67,800 players playing this tank, and again, this has always been a popular tank, always. So for nearly 68,000 people to be playing this tank in update 6.9 alone does not surprise me at all. Now, we are going to watch a heartbreak here in the game, and it is a mega heartbreak. It's over 6,000 damage. Now, the problem with the T49 is it only has HE and heat, and the heat pen isn't great. The HE pen isn't great. So most of your shots, and I'd probably say like 70 or 80% of your shots are only going to be like splash damage shots. So at the moment, just like he does there, but he's still doing 400 damage to that SU. He does take a shot there from the lever, but he now has to get out, and I do feel sorry for him because he's on 4.7k damage, and his last remaining teammate, the AMX 1390, is sadly AFK. He does still have 2.5 minutes left on the clock, and he's going to try a snapshot there. I think he pressed it too soon. I don't think he was going to... He thought the Tiger 1 was going to shoot, but as soon as the Tiger 1 shot, he should have just maybe stopped, took a break, and fully aim in to get that kill, because he would be able to get the kill, and if he can pen him with the heat, he would be able to get that kill. So that was really unfortunate, but he's going to stay close. He is going to stay close to get the spots in, because he's already had a fantastic battle, and he's not going to want to end it now. So he's going to wait. He knows that they are now capping, and he's going to use that HE. He still does a lot of damage. I mean, nearly 400 damage with that HE, so that's pretty good, and that puts him now on 5,100 damage. Now, he either has a choice to make. He either has to stick around knowing that there's still 3 tanks around this area, or he can bait them towards his AFK. because if they see an AFK with 1 minute left to go, they're going to go for that damage regardless. They won't care. So what he's going to do is he is going to reset the cap, and if there is only one on cap, then he will be able to reset it, and they won't be able to cap it out now. But there is still 2 people on that cap, so they can still cap this out. So he's going to have to reset it another time. So he's going to reload, and I love what he does here. While he was spotted, he started going right, and as soon as he is unspotted, he's going back to where he originally was. And again, he's going to load the HE. He only has 3 shells left, so he has to use them wisely. He's on 3 kills with a minute left on the clock, and if he can use that heat, unfortunately he was spotted. If he could have used that heat on the side of that lurver, then the battle would have been completely different. But unfortunately, sorry about that. That was my mother talking on my Facebook. So she's telling me, "Come here now, Darren." So 30 seconds left on the clock. 30 seconds left on the clock. They can't cap it out. They can't cap it out. But he is gonna, and he low rolls. He is unable to take the kill. And there's only 15 seconds left on the clock now. He can only get 1 more shot in, so he has to make it count. Is he going to go for the heat? Is he going to go for the kill? Yes, it looks like he is. 3, 2, 1. He manages to get the kill, but unfortunately, it was a draw. 6,400 damage. That was unfortunate. But number 1, the most played tank is the KV2 at 67,968 players playing this tank. Now, I am not a lover of this tank. But when it works, it is absolutely fun. As he's just seen there, he's just completely one-shotted a tank without even using HE. And here he comes, his second shot. I mean, you can just see that HE. Boom, see you later, ARL. So that's 2 shots, 2 kills, and 1,200 damage. Now, he is going to play this very aggressively, and he's actually still on a reload, and he's going to cap this base, but he's very close to the enemy team. Now, that Excelsior makes a mistake, and he is going to come out sideways, and he's going to get a nice AP round into him. 638 puts him now down to a 1 shot, and this is where I'm thinking, like, what's he doing? Because he's still on a 12-second reload, and now he starts going forward. Like, you should have waited a little while longer before going forward. And here, I would have gone right. I would have ignored these 2 tanks here and gone for that T67, because he's a juicy target. He really is a juicy target. But he does manage to take out that VK. So that's 3 kills, 2.4k damage. And there is 4 tanks left alive. Now, we all know that the KV2 is very popular. And I done a video a while ago about the top 5 most played tanks, and this was there, and it's always been there, and I think it is always going to be there, because people love the dirt. People do love that dirt. They love one-shotting tanks just like that, with that T67, and it's always going to be a popular tank. I think it's more popular now after the 5.5 update, once they removed the T150 from the tech tree. So now, because before that, the KV2 was in the tech tree, but it never led to anything. It was like on its own, where now you have to play the KV2 to get to the KV3. So it's definitely more popular now than it ever has been before. And as we can see, like nearly 70,000 people just in update 6.9 alone are playing this tank. There is actually stats out there that says the complete number of battles that has been played in this tank during that time. Now, he's going to get lucky here with the ARL. Now, fair play to his team here. His team are actually going to sit in front of him and try and keep him alive, because he's on 5 kills. He's going to want 1 more kill, and he is going to just about reload in time and get the kill. So that is the top 5 most played tanks. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm Meadsy, and I'll see you soon.